Knowledge for Men, Episode 6.
Welcome to knowledgeformen.com, interviewing the most successful and inspiring people to give you real-world advice to rise above the odds, live a life of purpose, reach your full potential, and become the man you were born to be. And now, your host, Andrew Farabee.
All right, guys, welcome to the show. I'm here with David Wygant. He's helped thousands of men around the world as a dating coach. He's a writer for Huffington Post, Ask Men, and can be found on MTV, New York Times, MSNBC, Fox News, Cosmopolitan, Men's Health, and E!, along with over 2,000 radio shows worldwide. He's the author of Always Talk to Strangers and Naked, How to Find the Perfect Partner by Revealing Your True Self. David, I'm really happy to have you on the show. I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Good to be on your show today.
All right, we got a great show ahead of us. David, go ahead and kickstart the show with a favorite success quote of yours and why.
I don't know the exact words for it, but I mean, it's something that I've said over and over again. I remember when Howard Stern was interviewed by Barbara Walters a long time ago when he did the movie Private Parts, probably when you were like 3 years old. Barbara Walters, in her Barbara Walters way, goes, how do you deal with, it was such a big deal, how do you deal with the people that don't like you? And I remember what Stern said. I don't remember the exact words, but I've lived my life by it. He says, I've got lovers and I've got haters. He says, as long as I can create an emotion in people, that's all I care for. He says, if you're somebody that creates, everybody loves you, then you haven't created an emotion. They're just followers. So it's something that I've really resonated with me, because I may say things that may piss people off, but if I piss them off, it means that they need to look in the mirror and realize that, if in life, I've always lived by this rule. If I piss you off for any reason in particular, it's not what I said, it's about you, because life's just a mirror. I may say something that make you really, really angry. You may hate me for it, but it's the truth. So I've lived my life by that, because ever since I started doing this, I've had people that love me and people that hate me. I read my YouTube comments once in a while. They're absolutely hilarious. One guy the other day wrote, oh, it's can't believe men actually need this stuff. And I'm thinking, you're here? What the hell? You're watching these videos? It's why make fun of somebody trying to improve themselves? So I just want to create an emotion in somebody.
David, that's so true and very powerful. Creating emotions in people is just such a powerful way to communicate. Whether they like you or not, you're creating that emotion. And what that leads to is you're being yourself. You're being your authentic self, your true self, the person that you want to be. And that segues right into our discussion today. And it's how can guys create those emotions with women on the first interactions with women, on the first dates, so that they can avoid those boring interview type questions that leads to stale conversation.
Well, it's funny. It's guys act like, a bad Larry King interview. So I saw you walking across the street. Tell me why you walked across the street right now. And the woman would go, because I wanted to get to the other side, and then the man would be like, really? So tell me, what do you do for a living? I'm a pharmacist. Really? So tell me, what was your favorite childhood memory? There's no segue. Men are like robots. I actually did a video the other day, and I'll be putting it up on YouTube. I called it The Robotic Man. And literally my coach and I walk around and go, hello, how are you? My name is Robot Man. I don't know what to say. I'm so afraid of you. I'm going to talk to you like you're something totally different, even though you're a woman and a person. It's guys, wake the bleep up. I mean, seriously, they're human beings. Just because they have a pretty mask on doesn't mean they don't want to be talked to. It's so funny. I have found most men so boring with women. It's unbelievable. The most boring guys in the entire world. Yet I can sit around with them on a Sunday, have lunch with them, and they're great. And I think to myself, why do you hide that personality? And they go, well, I just want her to like me. It's I like you, and I don't like most people. So the fact is, if I like you and you've impressed me, you can impress them. So you got to learn how to create an emotion in a woman. To me, I talk to a woman like they're all the same. I'll talk to you as I'll talk to a woman. And then guys will always say, Andrew, all the time, what about sexually escalating? What are you, a creep? I mean, seriously, you've met her 30 seconds later. You can talk sex with her. Hey, why don't we go into the corner? We'll go masturbate. It's just so weird. It's communicate. It to me, in order to really do well with women, you got to become a great communicator. So you got to start talking to dudes and cats and dogs and old people and airline representatives and customer service reps on the phone. It's man, you got to realize that your own personality is the key to really attracting a woman.
David, I couldn't agree more. So many guys out there are trying to be somebody else. They're trying to paint a picture of what, the perfect guy is going to be like. And in return, they're not being authentic. They're not being true to themselves. So they're going to attract the wrong type of people into their lives. So David, why are guys doing this to themselves? What's going on here?
Lack of abundant mindset, living in the past, not really understanding the fact that women are abundant, giving their power away, having their penis basically go, oh my God, she's so hot, I want her. The penis talks to the brain, and the brain says, yeah, we can't blow it, right? No, and the penis goes, no, don't blow it. It's been like months since I've been wet. And then the brain goes, oh my God, you're right, sorry, penis. And then the penis goes, you idiot upstairs, don't blow it. It's like guys are just so tight all the time. They're so afraid. And one of the exercises I do, Andrew, and all the time in my boot camps is I get guys to say whatever they want. And I walk up to women all the time and just go, that guy over there wanted to have sex with you, but he was too afraid to ask. I just wanted to tell you that and compliment you today. I wouldn't have sex with him if I were you, because he probably lasts only about 30 seconds. Look how anxious he is. But it's like, I will do crazy things to show men that you can say anything. Another exercise I do at the boot camps is tell me what's on your mind, right? And the guy will say what's on his mind, and I say, I'll use that to approach. Hey, that's a nice jacket you have. Thank you. Wow, we get in a conversation after that. It's like, guys got to realize it's like life is all about stating where you're at and not worrying about her liking you. You have all the power. I don't care if she likes me or not. I already like myself. So I don't care if this unknown likes me. I don't know who she is. She could be a gold digger. She can have herpes. It's like, who knows who she is or what she's all about, right? It's like, it's all about like me. It's me. I like myself. That's where it comes down to. So I don't care what she thinks.
It's very true. Guys are putting way too much value on girls they don't even know yet. So really just be yourself, state what's on your mind, and trust that it's enough, because this is the key to attracting the right people who matter.
Yeah, you have to drive. You have to be yourself. You can't be anybody but that. I don't care if you pick up the Samoan tribal method on how to pick up women, and you beat your chest 3 times and swing from a vine and eat pineapples every morning because you think that's going to help. It's not going to help. You have to be yourself. You already have a personality. You've got to let that personality out. It's going to come out. Even if you can memorize some stupid routine that might get the phone number, guess what? When you call her on the phone, guess who you have to be? Yourself. When you're having a date with her, guess who you have to be? Yourself. So you might as well let yourself out right from the get-go. There's nothing wrong with that. But as a society, we've been marketed that you have to be something else. Come and learn the Thomas method. Thomas is a blind man from Africa with one leg, but he's been able to pick up hot blondes in San Diego for the last 4 years. Check out his YouTube channel, and you too can be blind. You too can meet women using the Thomas method. It's just so dumb. How about just the most authentic method of yourself? How about really just talking authentically as you do, as I'm doing with you right now?
Yes, that's so true. You have to be yourself. It's the only person that you can be. Everybody has their own unique set of experiences and relationships and their background. It's all unique. So it's going to create your own personality. Let it be. Let it go out. And it brings up a relevant quote by Oscar Wilde, very famous. Be yourself because everybody else is already taken. And it's all that you can do, and it's all that you can be. So, everybody listening, stop trying to be somebody else and be you. It's the best thing that you can ever do. Be you. 100% you, authentic, everything, your truest self, be you. And David, moving on, I did a little bit of research and I found something called the romantic comedy. It's something that you talk about in some of your videos. If you could elaborate on some of that.
Well, they want the romantic comedy. This is what I tell guys all the time. Rent 10 romantic comedies and you realize that every single one, when the guy gets the girl, it's some serendipitous moment. You both reach for a muffin at the same time at Starbucks. There was only one left. The man, being a man, leading, looked at her and said, you know what, I'll buy it. I'll split it with you. Then all of a sudden they split the muffin, right? And then a half an hour later, the star of the movie texts the woman and says, hey, muffin girl, how was my other half of the muffin? Smiley face. The woman goes back, oh my God, it was the best raspberry muffin ever. Really? Because that was not the best raspberry muffin ever. He challenges the heroine, and the heroine goes, really? Where is the best raspberry muffin? I don't know you yet, muffin girl. So you know what? I can't divulge all my secrets, but if we get together tomorrow, I'll take you to this place that has the best muffins in San Diego, and I will show you why. And then all of a sudden she breaks all plans because she has a leader, a guy that is basically romantic. That's what women are looking for. It's taking control of your dating life. That's the beauty of it, taking control of it. Women want that. They don't want to be the cliche. You're drunk, you smell like beer breath, okay? You just puked in the bathroom. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, last call, and you finally got enough guts to go over and talk to her before you go home and snap a load off over the sink. So you basically got enough guts to talk to her, and then you finally talk to her and you wonder, oh my God, why didn't she like me? Because she looked at you staring at her all night long and felt that you were creepy. Just go and act. Women love romance. That's what they're all about.
Yeah, women want guys to create that romantic comedy. Girls want you to be the man who takes action, who sparks the attraction, who approached her at Starbucks. It's what women want to go home and share with their friends. Hey, this guy I met, we went out, we sparked it off really well. He got my number. We're going to hang out next week. They want to share those stories with their friends versus saying, hey, I met this guy blacked out at a club. Like, I don't know if I'm going to call him back. I mean, that's not romantic. And they don't want to share those kind of stories. So let's talk about approaching women and kind of get back to the basics here. How can guys get rid of that approach anxiety and start approaching girls at night or in venues?
I mean, approach anxiety and approaching at night is ridiculous. It's like you're going to a venue. First off, this is the question I ask guys all the time. Are you comfortable at the venue you're at? And if the answer is no, don't go. You're never going to have a good conversation. Music's too loud. You don't like to drink. You don't like being bumped around. You don't have that Friday night shirt that everybody else has. If you're not comfortable where you are, don't go because you're not going to do well. Secondly, it's manufactured conversation at night. It really is. You've got so many blocks at night. It's unbelievable. You got the bitch shield you got to go through. She's out with 3 of her friends. One of them hasn't been laid in 6 months, and she's going to let everybody know that she hasn't had sex in 6 months. Another one just broke up with a guy. She hates him. Another one is having trouble dating this other guy. And then there's the woman who wants to go and hook up and hang out, but she's got to deal with her friends yapping in her ear all night long. Ugh, that man sucks. That guy looks like the last guy you were with. I can't believe he used that line to approach you. Meanwhile, this poor guy has been stressing all night, finally talks to her, and he gets shot down by 3 out of the 4 women. So at night, there's competition. By day, there's no competition. She's by herself. You don't have to worry about her friends whispering in her ear, saying things. So to me, if you go out at night, just go out at night and have a good time. Go out at night and enjoy yourself. Go out at night and, go out with your friends. Don't make it about chasing women. Just go out and have a good time and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, the whole point of going out is really to have fun and meet new people. I think a lot of times guys will just go out, get drunk, and then chase girls. And then it becomes about the girls, and they judge whether or not they had a good night based on if they're getting numbers or if they're getting laid that night, whatever it is. But make the party about you, create the party. You and your buddies go out, you make the party, you make the venue, and you're going to find out that girls all come to you. The girls will appear because girls want to go where the bigger party is. You become that party. Now you got the girls. And I wanted to dive into connecting with girls at an emotional level. Aside from being yourself and being authentic, what can guys do to really connect with girls?
I mean, you got to listen in order to connect to emotions. There's no way in the world you're ever going to connect with a woman if you don't listen to what she has to say. So I'm always looking at emotions. Whenever I see a woman, I'm looking at what she's doing. What is she doing? Like, for instance, I was in Whole Foods last week, okay? This woman was making a woman's salad. They put it in the smaller box, and she laid the spinach nicely and put some walnuts on and put the strawberries on top, and everything looked all pretty, and she was smiling. And I looked at her and I said, God, you look so happy from that salad. I said, let me see. And I go, oh, that's such a pretty woman's salad. I said, we just pile things on and shake it and eat it, right? She started laughing, right? She goes, yeah. She goes, I'm having a really good day. I said, tell me why you're having a good day. I connected to her emotion. I noticed that she was smiling. I noticed that she was happy. I look all the time. Whenever I go to approach a woman, I constantly look at their facial expression first because I want to know if they're having a good day, a bad day, or an indifferent day. Then by looking at their face and studying it, even at Starbucks. I remember one time I met a woman at Starbucks. She ordered this latte and she was smiling. And I said, either you've had a really rough day and you're looking for this caffeine, or or you just so enjoy that caffeine buzz that's coming. She started laughing and we started talking. I pay attention to things that are going on.
So it really sounds like you're being very present to the moment and you're living in the now. You're very concentrating on what's going on around you. You're very aware of your surroundings, and this is helping you drive those conversations. Is there anything else that you're doing other than this, other than being present?
No, I mean, there's nothing. We don't have the past. It's over. So you know what? Just because some blonde girl in Starbucks rejected you 2 weeks ago doesn't mean the same thing that's going to happen. Can't stand when guys do that. They'll order a program for me, and 3 days later they'll cry. This isn't working. I've tried to talk to 2 women. It doesn't work. Really, because at the beginning of the program, I told you that I went out and I talked to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women, teaching myself how to do this. And this is the shortcut. You got to go out there and do it. I mean, Peyton Manning in a football game doesn't cry. I mean, he had 20 incompletions the other night. It's like, he did keep throwing the ball until the very, very end. During the World Series, batters, struck out 3 straight times. On the last bat, he hits a home run. Did he cry? Did he look at the stands and go, oh, my God? This is so bad. It's like guys are crybabies now. It's you got to go out and you got to do it. It's like it's such a beautiful thing to go out and do it. Try what works for you. Try it. It's like start like doing. There are doers in life and there are triers in life. I'm a doer. If I want to go out and meet women, I'm going to go out and meet women. And I don't expect all of them to like me. Some of them are going to like me, some of them won't. So what? That doesn't make a difference. But when you go out every single day, you start understanding how to relate to people. You start understanding the dynamics of human conversation. And you don't get so upset if one fantasy girl did not relate to whatever stuff you were throwing at her, because that's all it is. It's just mental masturbation in your brain. When you see a girl and you say you like her, you don't even know who she is. She might have the worst breath in the world. She may flick boogers at you because she thinks it's funny. She may have a G-string. I give the guys the worst visuals. When you take off her G-string, okay, she doesn't wipe well enough and her underwear's all crusty, okay? Yeah. I tell guys all the time, it's like, picture the worst possible thing when you go over and approach her, so then you can be less uptight, instead of making it seem like she's so hot and perfect, think the fact that she's got skid marks on her G-string, it's like, lighten up.
Yeah, not all women are going to like you. It just doesn't matter though. You go out more, it's going to help you understand social dynamics. You're not going to care if one girl doesn't like you. There's so many. Women abundance. And, just really take the woman off the pedestal. Take the woman off the pedestal. They're just humans. Relax and have fun. But David, how do you escalate the conversation to something more? How can guys take this to the next level so it's more than just a conversation?
All right, so there we go, sexual tension again. That's something all you young guys may want to go, I got to create sexual tension right now. I just met her in Whole Foods, and I got to somehow or another massage this cucumber to make her think she's massaging my dick. It's like, what sexual tension is? Looking at her directly in her eyes, smiling, talking to her, segueing conversations past small talks. That's how you create sexual tension. Listening very carefully. To me, I try to get past the small talk right away. The deeper you can talk, the more you can connect to her, the more she's going to be sexually thinking. Women don't walk around with a heart on all the time. They're not leading with their vagina. You don't see them walking with their vagina hanging out, right? It's like they're not leading that way. What they want is they want to connect. Women sleep with a man when they connect to a man, when they're open to connecting with a man, when they're happy talking to a man, when they feel like a man is listening to them, when the man is open, when a man is present, when a man is not thinking in the future. So to me, I've never sexually escalated with a woman I first met, because all I want to do is connect with her. Because if I can connect with her and I get a chance to go out with her again, then I can touch her a little bit and I can tease her a little bit and can have fun with her a little bit. But don't be creepy, man, with the sexual escalation stuff.
So just connecting with girls is the key to really making that escalation, is connecting by looking in her directly in the eyes, smiling, getting past the small talk, listening carefully, being present with her. Just connect with her to get the number, and then get the date and go out with her again and continue. But I want to talk about something now a little different from this. It's a topic that most guys aren't very comfortable talking about, and that's porn and masturbation. What are your thoughts on this?
I've never been into porn. I used to read my mom's erotic novels when I was a kid. Porn is ridiculous. Okay, first off, we don't cum a pint of hot yogurt all over her body. I mean, even in our height of sexual knowledge, okay, we don't pull it out. We don't cum so much that she's dripping and draining in it. That's like most ridiculous. Secondly, in porn, if you watch porn, this is the porn I tell guys to watch. You want to know how to make love to a woman? You want to know how to be great in bed? Go to YouPorn and watch women fingering themselves, okay? That's great porn because they slowly take their time. They slowly do things. Porn is like animals. It's like, here's a guy, he's got a heart on, and he throws her down on the bed and pounds the shit out of her, and she's moaning and groaning. She's not climaxing. She's moaning and groaning because she can't wait for it to end. That's why she's moaning and groaning. So porn, to me, is the biggest waste of time in the entire world. As for masturbation, it's called maintenance, okay? If you're masturbating 2 or 3 times a day, you got an issue. You really do. It's maintenance, It's like keep your sexual energy charged up. Maybe masturbate 2 or 3 times a week, but to do it every single day. I know guys that snap loads at the office. They're like animals. They like see a pretty girl on the screen, and it translates to that. I mean, porn ruins you. Porn is not sex. Sex is not the way porn depicts it. erotic, read 50 Shades of Grey, read erotic novels for women, and you'll see the way women want to have sex. Porn was designed for men. That's why men are spending all this money on porn. You don't see women buying porn, men are buying porn because it's the quick thing. It's like, hey, come and watch after 5 minutes watch her get nailed by the FedEx guy in 5 minutes or less. That's a guy's fantasy. That's not a woman's fantasy. A woman doesn't have a fantasy of some guy walking into the office and banging him after 5 minutes. That's a dude way of thinking. So porn is detrimental to the way women think.
So you're saying porn isn't real. It's not sex. It's really just a male fantasy. And it's making guys think sex is like porn, and that's not what women really respond to. It's not what they want. So you suggest reading erotic novels such as 50 Shades of Grey to help you understand the language that really turns women on and to better understand female psyche. I'm really happy we got a chance to talk about this subject. It's an area that, again, not a lot of guys like to talk about, but they need to know that it is detrimental to their health, their well-being, and their sexual life. And now, David, we've entered my favorite part of the show. Get ready, guys.
Welcome to the Knowledge Round, where the guest will be asked rapid-fire questions to give the audience invaluable pieces of wisdom to help transform their lives. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Showtime!
David, what are some of the biggest lessons you've learned about women as a dating coach?
Man, oh man, women, no matter what, don't know what they want. Okay, and this is the funniest thing. So I'm going to give guys this nugget, right? So women complain all the time. Guys never call me, right? So then what do? We text them, and then we call them, and guess what they never do? They text us back and go, hey, I got your phone call. Thanks for calling. So no matter what a woman says, it's going to change tomorrow. So just be okay with that. Women are the most up and down creatures in the world. Be okay with it. You will never understand them 100%. We're not supposed to. So be okay with it. Just find one that is really cool and satisfies your needs, wants, and desires, and you'll be happy.
I like that. David, how would you explain approaching women and dating to a newcomer, someone who's just started this for the first time?
Please stop fantasizing about being a stud and start just becoming a guy that's not afraid anymore. Go out and do the simple things. Go out every single day and say hello to people so you know that people don't hate you. Go out there and make simple observations so you can learn what to say. Watch people interact. Learn. Like, I'd love to play in the Super Bowl, wouldn't you, Andrew? It'd be so much fun, right? Remember our dreams as kids? I remember I was in my backyard and I'd play football in my backyard. My dog would tackle me and I throw the touchdown pass in the Super Bowl. But reality is you're never going to get to the Super Bowl. You're not going to screw the supermodel until you start getting friendly and open up your energy to everybody. So to me, it's about saying hello and learning how to interact with people. And if you've never had a 30-second conversation with a woman, have a 10-second, then have a 15-second and a 20-second. Embrace the small wins every day, and you'll start building up your communication skills so you'll start being the social person you're meant to be.
Listen, guys, before you can talk to the most beautiful girl in the venue, make sure you have a social conversation with the girl behind the Starbucks counter. Just be social with everyone, not just the girls you want. And you'll find that once you become a generally social person, you're going to be able to talk to any girl you want. It's not going to be such a big deal. And now, David, what was personally holding you back from becoming successful with women when you first started?
Look, I've been decent with women my whole life, okay? I was shy in high school, but yet I was a good-looking guy, so I had girlfriends, In college, I had moments of greatness and moments of weakness. So I've never been socially awkward in that sense. But I've understood where social awkward people feel because I've had those moments where I've stood at a party in the corner for 4 straight hours, mentally masturbating, going inside my mind, the little monkey jerking off my brain. And to me, I had to learn not to be afraid. I had to realize that women were equally as afraid. So if I just was authentic and real, and I remember one of my biggest breaking points, Andrew, was this. And I remember walking up to a woman on the street and I said to her in New York City, I was 23 years old. I said, I got to be honest with you. She goes, what? I said, I bet myself a bet today that I have to stay with. I was babbling like that too. I was nervous, right? She goes, what's the bet? I said, I bet myself I couldn't talk to the first beautiful woman I saw. And she goes, how are you going to pay yourself back? I said, I have no idea. I haven't gotten that far, but I pushed, but I figured I'm standing here right now. I got to tell you something. And I was honest with her. I hate this. It's like, I got to go and approach you and be funny, which I can be. I got to charm you. And, and then somehow or another, I got to get your phone number. She goes, well, it's pretty simple. 212. And she gave me her phone number. Here's my number. She goes, you can call me right now. And I said, what do I got to do? Run to the payphone and give you a call, right? So that my humor came out. But I learned that If you're nervous, you could tell women, I'm really nervous right now, but I wanted to come over and say hi. You can use it to your advantage. You have to be authentic and real to build your confidence up no matter what.
Authenticity is just so powerful and it can be used towards your own advantage. I like that. And David, what would you suggest are the top 3 things that are holding guys back from being successful with women?
Number one is negative self-doubt left over from the past. You've had past failures. Number two, you don't believe anything's going to work for you because of your past failures and your negative thinking. And number three, lack of commitment. You buy programs from people like myself and other people, and you don't even listen to them. You listen to them for 5 minutes. You go out there and try it one time. You have the try it once mentality. It didn't work. So then you go back and you say to yourself, well, I guess it's just not going to work for me. I'm just one of those people that are always meant to be alone. It's all attitude. Life's about attitude. It really is. Look at Danny Woodhead. What is he, 5'1"? He never should play in the NFL. I mean, he's tiny. But yet every time you watch a Charger game, when he was with the Patriots, you see this midget scrolling through the line of scrimmage, bouncing off of 300-pound defensive linemen, and he should not be playing in the NFL. He's slow, he's white, he's a midget. I mean, he's got everything going against him. But yet he's in his 4th year. I mean, it's pretty amazing. So the only limitations you have are the limitations that are in your mind. I truly believe you can succeed and do whatever you want.
I like it. And David, what's the best advice you've ever received from a mentor?
I've never had really that many mentors. I've always learned how to screw up my own. Probably the best advice that I ever had from a mentor that I ignored was when I was in my 20s in New York, and he said to me, keep every phone number you meet from everybody that you meet, because these people are going to be your life network. And I didn't do it. So sure enough, it's like I probably know everybody in the world I need to know right now, except I'm constantly eliminating, and this was before Facebook and everything else. And that's why I really like Facebook, because it enables you to keep your life contacts all in one place, because you never know when somebody who's been following you will be impressed by your success and reaches out to you, or somebody else is successful and you shared memories with them, in the 3rd grade, and you can reach out to them and they will definitely, hook you up. So that was the best advice I never took. And to buy real estate. I didn't buy enough of that. And to wear sunscreen.
With some personal regrets there. Okay. I really like the life network thing. That's something, people actually clean out their Facebook accounts when there's people they haven't talked to in a while, or even their phones, like, oh, I haven't talked to this person. They clean it out. There's a good lesson there to your life network. I like that a lot.
I clean out my phone, Andrew. I don't clean out my Facebook, because then I can put a picture. I leave Facebook the way it is, because then I can put a picture to the person, because in your phone, you won't be able to put a picture of the person because you won't remember them.
Got the tip. What are your 3 favorite books and why?
Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield, one of my favorite books, because when I read it, I was not happy in this relationship. I was in Costa Rica, and I realized that life is all about synchronicity. I've truly always believed, even when I was younger, that you're meant to meet certain people at certain times, kind of like the sliding door of life. If I'm in a certain building at a certain time of that day, and so is somebody else, I was meant to be there at that time with them, and we have a message for each other. So that book confirmed what I really believed already. So it was great confirmation for me. I was inspired by The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell. That was a great book also, because it also really confirmed a lot of my beliefs. You do things to a certain point, and then all of a sudden everything starts to go in your momentum. Just like if you're going to go out and meet women, you may have 300 failed approaches, but eventually guess what's going to happen? You're going to hit the tipping point, and all of a sudden you're going to start to succeed. And then probably my 3rd favorite book was probably The Shining, because it scared the shit out of me as a kid. And it's so good to have your imagination awaken, just to know, to me, being able to have a great imagination. And the reason why I really point that book out is because with this imagination, I've been able to create a business out of thin air. I've been able to meet great women. I've been able to be very successful, and I've created it out of my head. And, I've made lots of mistakes along the way, but the thing is, your imagination is all we have. With your imagination, you can conquer the world. So, the reason why I used to love Stephen King and Dean Koontz books for that reason, because those are some sick, twisted minds that created that stuff. So your imagination is so powerful. And in today's world, we rely on so many things that don't allow our imagination to become as vivid. So that's why that book, that's why I think about that book from time to time.
I'll put those books in the show notes, guys. And the next question, what's one action one person can take right now that would get them closer towards their goals?
Embrace the wins and stop beating up yourself every day for the failures. We fail every single day as human beings. We fail all the time. I woke up this morning in pure failure mode. I wanted to buy this investment property, except because of the way I structure my business, I couldn't do it, right? Because lending is still not as easy as it was a couple of years ago. So they wanted a huge down payment, but that doesn't make any sense because I just wanted to squeeze my way into the deal because that's how I liked it. So I beat myself up for like some of the other investments that I have right now, probably all of them. I just got pissed at them. I go, what a stupid investment that one was. And that one's not going to pay off until I'm 70 years old. And so I realized it's like, take the wins. At least you have the investments. At least you have other things working for you. And you'll find a way to make that other thing work. So in life, always look at your wins every single day. You're going to fail. It's what life is all about. You're going to fail. I mean, Brian Cushing ripped his knee up the other day, the second time he did it in a year. And he tweeted, he basically went on ESPN and tweeted and said, I'll be back. He goes, this is, I'll have to fight my way back again. I'll have to rehab. I'll have to do everything. It's like you have to look at the positive in everything in order to succeed in life.
Fail forward. You can only fail so many times. Just keep moving forward. You're going to get to where you want to get. I love that advice. It's very powerful. I'm being personally moved here, David. And I have a scenario for you. Imagine you woke up and you were 22. You just graduated college and you're about to start your life anew. You know everything that you know now. What would you do and how would you do it?
First off, this is the easiest question in the world. I love this question. I do my seminars. I talk about this all the time with my young guys, right? First off, I'd realize that I'm going to have a relationship, so stop forcing them. Meaning, enjoy the moments of being single. Say no to vagina when it comes up that's just not good. It's like, say no to women that don't make me feel the way I need to feel. Stop trying to change people or convince them of things. That'd be one thing. Just have an abundant mindset. I would have avoided almost half my relationship. All my marriages and everything else would have never happened. As for money and business, wow. Enjoy the times being broke. There's nothing wrong with it because that's when you're figuring things out. It's actually quite fun. So what? You can't eat or travel or do anything. It's all going to come to you anyway. Just enjoy the moment and stay very focused. Do what you love. Stay committed to what you love because if you do, passion is going to make people want to do business with you. And then when you start making money, invest the right way. Buy a condo, even if it's not exactly what you want, but make sure the numbers work well for rental. And then move out after 2 years and keep the condo and let somebody else pay your rent because it's just going to be free money come 30 years down the road. When you invest, if you have take a look, invest in the things that you know. Like I remember Facebook was $22. I'm like the best sideline investor in the world. I said, that's cheap, man. I got to buy it. Now it's $52, and I didn't buy it. It's like learn. It's like when it comes down to investments, trust yourself a little bit. Don't get married if you don't want to be married. Don't have kids if you don't want to have kids. Live your life. It's your life. You've got a gift. You're 22 years old. You got a great gift. And exercise. Eat clean. Don't drink. Don't smoke. Really eat clean. Learn what you're allergic to food-wise right from the get-go and live a very clean life. Take care of yourself, wear sunscreen, floss your teeth, and work out. So those are things that I would tell people to do. And just realize life is a journey, man. It's a marathon. Just enjoy every moment of it. Every moment. And also, don't spray and pray. It just doesn't work. It's like if she says she's on the pill, make sure you see the pill. If she says she's clean, make sure she's clean. Ask her, show her the lab reports from the doctor. Just take control of your life and just realize that I'd switch with you in a heartbeat. I'd give you all my money and all my success and fame and all this other stuff. And I'd go back and be 22 and unknown again because it's such a magical journey. Life is an amazing experience. I mean, there's so much. There's so many life lessons, and don't listen to your parents.
Just throw that one in there.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of that.
Yeah, of course, you're at that age where, they look at you, my God, Andrew, you have just quit that job. You went to college and you're out of your mind. This is a competitive world. And no, you're an internet entrepreneur now, man. If you were my son, you'd be young enough. I mean, I'm 51, so you could be my son if I was one of those guys that thought having kids in my 20s was a fantastic opportunity instead of bartending in New York City and banging hot chicks. So I picked the latter. But no, I'd look at you and say, be broke, my friend, man. It's like as long as you can eat and pay your rent, that's all. It's like the good cars and the fancy cars and all that stuff will come with you if you've got the knowledge and the passion and the drive to succeed. And just when you fail, it's okay. Failure is only temporary. It's only a moment. There's no such thing as a bad day. It's only a bad moment. So that's some advice. I mean, there's a lot. I got a program about that, where I talk about life advice and everything else, because, man, it's such an amazing journey. And just realize it's going to go fast. And don't let a woman ever sell you her journey.
Sell you her journey, meaning, can you elaborate?
Yeah, it's like if your dream is to live in Thailand and work for 6 months out of the year, you know what? You fall in love with a woman and she doesn't want to do that. You know what? Go live in Thailand, man. Look at her and say, I'll see you when I get back. Don't let anybody stop you from your journey and your path, ever.
Live your life and stay on your path and purpose. I love it, David. Now we're getting deep. David, if you had to write your obituary today, what would it say?
Generous as hell. Generous, way too generous to too many people. Always a work in progress. Always open to new things. Always believed in love. Married a bunch of times, but even through it all, still believed that love existed. Never bitter towards anybody. Always giving people second and third and fourth chances, almost to a fault. Fucked up plenty of times. Lots of occasions, but always moved forward because always believed through his life lessons that experience would give him the knowledge to keep going. And damn good in bed. I'll tell you, man, I never left a woman not satisfied. I don't know. That's about all I do for now. Traveled, had fun, made people's day, always made people feel really good about being around them. That's what I'd write my obituary for.
It sounds very true to who you are. And on to the next question. David, what is your philosophy on life?
My philosophy in life is a game. Enjoy it. I'm going to London on Wednesday. And everybody's like, where are you staying? And it's like, well, I got a Guilt Mystery Hotel for the weekend, some brand new hotel, because I believe in luxury. I believe in staying in luxury for the price of what other people pay for, 3-star, right? Use Priceline, enjoy it, but just live, man. Like, God, it's like, just never pay full price. Everything is negotiable. Well, you want a car? Nothing's out of reach. I believe nothing's out of reach in life. I believe you can attain everything you want. Everything. Just be smart. Be smart with your money. Be smart with yourself. And just realize everything is negotiable. Everything. Even women are negotiable. Because I don't want to sleep you through the night. Really? No big deal. I'd like to know why, though. Give it the takeaway. Negotiate, man. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Learn how to speak and learn how to communicate and realize you'll be a lot free if you can do that.
That's very powerful advice. Everyone listening, put all that into heart. And that concludes the knowledge round. David, what's exciting you today? What are you working on? Give yourself a plug so the audience can reach you in the future.
I've got so much stuff I'm working on right now. I've got a new program that I'm working on is how to hook up on Facebook. And I think it's the greatest. It's great. It's like a 6-hour video on how to really, how to be that guy on Facebook, because life is a popularity contest. So it's so easy to feign popularity on Facebook and get the women you want. I've got a new membership program that is every week. It's a 10-minute to a 45-minute live infield video of me approaching women with my coaches, flirting, getting the phone number, talking to them. It's unreal. I spent a year filming this. I've done undercover video. I filmed in every place imaginable, a little GoPro camera. I've got a fitness and life product coming out on how to cook and be healthy, because that's something that's really important. I work out 2 hours a day, every day. I've got, I filmed one of my dates because guys always want to know how to date. It's like, I'm so excited because I'm all about teaching guys how to be the most authentic, real, powerful version of themselves. So I'm constantly creating new content and products to do that. So that's some of the stuff that I've got working on now, and I've got a website full of other products too. So
that's great to hear that you're working on so many products. I'll have to check some of those out. And for the listeners, go ahead and go to his website and check it out. It's your davidwygant.com?
Yep, davidwygant.com, spelled W-Y-G-A-N-T, davidwygant.com. When you come to my website, there's always something free you're going to get. It might be a free report on how to meet women. It might be a 25-minute video. I change it up all the time. There's always something that you're going to get for just coming to my website, because I don't expect you to buy anything. I don't want you to buy anything until you get to know me and if I'm a good fit for you and where you're at in your life. If you want to be an authentic guy that meets hot, beautiful women without pickup lines, then fantastic. If you want to succeed in all other aspects of your life, from business to personal and everything else, I want you to get to know me. So that's why, Andrew, I always give them something when they come to my website, because I want them to be able to make a decision. Hey, this fits for me, or this guy is somebody they want. That's why I blog every single day, so guys can get to know me a little bit before they purchase anything. It's a relationship, and I treat my customers like my friends. So that's the reason why I do it.
Thank you so much, David, for being on the show. It's been a pleasure. You've given us such valuable wisdom. All the listeners out there, check out davidwygant.com and check out his free stuff and get to know him better.
My pleasure, Andrew. Thanks for having me.
All right. And for all the listeners who've written reviews, I just really want to spend some time and thank you. Like I've gotten 72 reviews in less than a week, and the majority of those are all 5 stars. I got A Reels, some of the best content out there for personal development for guys. Lots of great stuff, and I love the interviews. Listen to them every chance I have, even more than once. Flippin' SD sounds like real estate. Best podcast I've ever listened to, packed with awesome information and inspiring stories. Highly recommend the Robert Greene one. Andrew Farabee is a beast. Okay. And Bill's 1966, very informative and entertaining interviews. Plenty of helpful information to help me become the best I can be. That means so much to me. And for all of you, I've gotten 72 of them. Thank you so much. You know, this really helps out the podcast. It helps it grow, helps the rankings. I really appreciate that. So all the listeners out there, if you could subscribe to this podcast, you're just going to get a new episode on Monday and Wednesday. I only do 2 a week. It gives you enough time to really listen to them and spend some time with each of the podcasts, learn as much as possible. And if you like the content, then write a review on the iTunes. It really helps out, and I appreciate it so much. So all the listeners out there, thank you so much. Check out knowledgeformen.com. That's knowledge, F-O-R, men.com, where you can get free stuff. A lot of blog posts that I've written. Some of them have gotten over 200,000 views. Some great content on there. Guess what? It's all free. We also have some free tools on there. Free tools on relationship advice, dating advice, how to become financially free, how to find your passion. If you go to knowledgeformen.com/free tools, there's just so much valuable free content on there for you guys. So check it out. Everybody listening, have a great day. Crush life.
Thank you for listening to the Knowledge for Men podcast show. Now go crush the day, live better, take action, and get the life you've always dreamed of.